Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Book out here too, so that. Oh, let me turn the volume down. Because I sometimes see them for whatever reason on my phone, so that I will be able to see the comments that come in. How's everybody today? Nice to see you. Nice to be with you. Today we have an interesting conversation. We're going to and coexistence. Something very important to the world right now. And doing this outside again, which I don't know, this is just a fun way to do this, but running around quite a bit right now. So how was everyone's week? A lot of intensity this week. Okay. Is part of the theme of what we're focused on and where we're spending our energy to contribute. So in this today, we have such strong differences politically, because this isn't the place to do that. But everybody has their own political views, has their own strong feelings about certain issues. But one was, oh, hey, Rini, nice to see you again. Yes, hi, hello. So yeah, okay, the comments are coming through on my phone this morning. Great. So the reason that this is so important right now is how can we connect with each other, even with such strong differences. And I have a friend who we have like on who we would vote for is, but we've had some conversations and they've been difficult conversations to have and actually painful to have, and I know that's common, but there are a lot of strong differences, and it's really dividing our country, our soul, our world. So some of the things that these strong differences and how do we coexist and how do we support each other? One, we take responsibility for who we're going to be. That's number one. Decision with this person. I'll share a little bit more about it in a little bit, but that, we work together, we do business together. I was going to maintain this relationship and am going to maintain this relationship regardless of how anything turned out with the election. And that I'm committed that we create good. Like, we both have a big mission on clean food, clean nutrition, and helping people in that arena with having a healthy, joyful life. This is something that's very important. So taking responsibility for who I'm going to be and what I'm going to do. Now, if I got into a situation that I was feeling harmed, I would not still taking responsibility for my commitment, but this is an environment that I'm not going to put myself out there to be, that's not what I'm saying. But taking responsibility is, I think it's maybe the most powerful act or attitude in life is to take responsibility. You're the only one who can do that. Nobody can do that for us. Our spiritual teacher, whatever your religious practices are, or spiritually, we have to do that ourselves. And then how do we tap into higher consciousness? I was on a call yesterday with a guy. Consciousness, like I just felt like I tapped into a higher consciousness. And in that consciousness, I can see things better. It's like, oh, I'm trying to do this and this and this. And at this level of thinking, that's not functional. It's not possible to do that. I need to refocus and reprioritize because it's not workable. But in the mundane of, okay, whether it's I got kids to feed, I got pets to take care of, I got spouses or partners, I have all these responsibilities, especially now with COVID. Parents being educators. It's a lot. But in that space, we're not tapped into our higher consciousness a lot. We're tapped into survival and getting things done. But when we tap into higher consciousness, and people do that in many different ways. It might be going for a walk. It might be spending time in nature. It might be reading a book, reading an inspirational book. I'm actually going to find a good book on interdependence too and read it myself. It might be, going to church for you. But and I'm not talking about religion here. I'm talking about a higher consciousness thinking. So and sometimes it's easy to confuse that, but that's not what I'm saying. How do you get into higher consciousness, that you're thinking at a higher level and you're more aware both of yourself, how you're feeling, and how you impact other people. And then what naturally happens is we start to look at how we can make a difference, because that's the other element, is finding common ground. I have a lot of people in my life that are very different than I am politically, and I don't get somehow they don't get what I'm getting, but being at odds with them is not going to make any impact there. So how do we find common ground? One is, what do you love to do? What touches your heart? Like for me, this touches my heart. I'm working with a nonprofit group. We're just starting. We're going to see how it goes. And with how to eat clean. And I've never done this before. So I'm going to be doing some cooking. And my big vision is to get out into the garden and do some projects. But it's a nonprofit group. So we're going to help people, educate people on ways of eating more clean and less processed food, and how can they engage their family in participating. So we're going to try this and see how it goes, but that's something that really lights me up. And it's not really a financial motivation. It's a motivation to help others, to make a difference. And on both sides of the party, people have common interest in helping other people. They may have different views on how people should live, but I have a sister and a father that are very different than I am politically, but they're one of the biggest contributors in their community, and they make a big difference. Hi, Aisha. Am I saying that right? Aisha? Oh, you're from Mauritius. Thank you for joining us. Where is that? I'm not familiar with where that is, what country that's in. I'm glad you're joining. So, what are common grounds? And to actually be elbow to elbow with people that have different views. And, it may turn out that they get to know you more and they understand why things are so important to you, and more insights. They might start supporting somebody different in politics that may still have some of their values, but might be more kind, might be more caring, might look at other issues beyond the issues that they focus on. But either way, finding common ground and working together. Fundamentally, we are the ones to transform our country and our world, and creating and coexisting. It's really up to us. Hi. And Asia. And, so that is one way. And maybe other people have other ideas about that. Would love to hear from you and your comments. Um, but having respect and dignity for people and their differences. My spiritual teacher says, he says, what does he say? He says, respect people's confusion. If it occurs as confusion for you, that they're confused, respect it and don't meddle. Doing good, Aisha. Doing well. How are you? So respect it and don't meddle with it and don't try to change it. What would that be like? It might be really uncomfortable, but inside of a commitment for coexistence and workability, then that's, I think that's a big enough reason and cause. And finding common ground with my friend Sally, we had a really intense conversation, and it's like I could feel the pull away from both of us. But we get our dog food from her that she makes. Hey, Joan, hi, good morning to you. Nice to see you. Yeah, she makes a dog food that we feed our dog. It's a special blend that she does, and she's out on an organic farm, and it's. But we're working together, and we're going to work together some more this spring, and we want to forward people growing their own food and giving them the resources to do that, and having people eat more clean. So, and we're going to keep working together. And the other thing that happened, like I just saw her a couple days ago, and I noticed a softening that happened between us. And I was sharing about some things that I was going through, and with my brother, with my dog, with my parents. I mean, just it's been a difficult couple months. And then she really opened up and shared how difficult things were for her. And I think I heard from, she introduced me to her holistic vet, and I went and took Fergie, our dog, to the vet. And yeah, that is great, Aisha. And he mentioned about, I think she's having some troubles with the township or something, and so I want to help her. I'm going to ask her if there's any way that I can help her. I'm not sure that I can. I used to work with townships a lot in the water and wastewater industry, but she's shared how much she's struggling, and I just felt our hearts open up and connect way past any differences that we have. It's like there was a genuine caring for each other, and that's really the space that we want to get to with each other, is a genuine caring beyond our own I'll just say our own whims of how we think the world should be. Because it's a form of having our blinders on and not being able to see other people, and that is truly a disservice to humanity. Yeah, and we do have the power and the strength when we take the courage and take responsibility. We can make a profound difference. And maybe we're not changing everybody in the world or changing the whole world, but we're making differences and connections. Oh, thank you, Joan. Thank you. So, and the other thing I thought about too is reading and learning. That's why I said, I had to thought, I'm going to find a really good book on interdependence or something along those lines to read, to grow my own skill sets, to learn more, to open my mind. And I find in that space, I do have a genuine interest in caring for other people more. And, when it really gets down to the spiritual practice, it's, that's kind of, our own needs are very important, and we need to respect that. But having our own agenda is really a lonely place to live when the agenda shuts out other people. So, yes, it does, Joan. Every act of kindness is very important. it does change at least one part of someone's world. It really does. Hi, Janice. Oh, Myrtle Beach. It's what I'm guessing it's a little warmer there. I know it's cool in a lot of parts of the country right now, but nice that you could join, Janice. We're talking about interdependence and coexistence, and how do we work with people or coexist with people that have different views than us, and how do we find common ground, and how do we have an attitude of service to others and taking responsibility for our life and what's important, and how we can contribute to others. Yes, Aisha says sure, indeed. So that's a conversation that we've been having this morning. And how do we tap into higher consciousness? And that's different for every person. I had shared just about being on a call yesterday with some other people who are entrepreneurs and with a coach, that just noticed the higher level of thinking that I go into and the clarity that comes from that, and tapping more into my desire for service. So, and people can do that in so many different ways, from reading to walking to nature, to their spiritual practice. Yeah. So, those are the Sunday thoughts for today. Oh, it's very hot where you are, Asia, and lots of humidity. Okay. It's very cool here. It's I don't know, maybe in the upper 30s. You can see, actually, I'll turn this around. Hold on, Joan. I want to, let me just show you. Like, here's the table. You can see the ice on the table. So it's so funny how the weather's so different in different parts of the world. Yes, and Joan says, must open our hearts and minds to learn and be in action anyway. Yes. Yes. And the smallest ways can make the biggest difference. What a great reminder. The smallest ways can make the biggest difference. Even a smile to someone. Because everybody's having a hard time right now. I don't care what part of the world you're in. It's just a time of, I don't know, I think we're still trying to figure it out. Some people say a cleansing or some transformation, something. But this is not an easy time. You like winter, Asia? I do too. I love winter. I like summer too. I don't like the humidity, but I love winter too. This is I think it's part of the reason I'm out here, even when it's cold, because I really enjoy being out here. So, I wish everyone a blessed week. Smiling back to you, Joan. Either next week or the following week, we'll talk some about, just putting our thoughts together for this 2021 and completing 2020. Thinking about, what are the big changes in your life and how have you grown, and what shifts have you made. So I wish everybody an amazing week. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for all of your comments and engagement and connection. It makes a world of difference. And I wish you a blessed week and a week with peace and ease. Yes, Rini, you too. Enjoy your day and blessings to you. And look forward to connecting again next Sunday at this time, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And be well, be blessed, and we'll talk to you next week. Take care. Thanks so much again, you guys. Bye-bye.